Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Advanced Warfare in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the AE4 Shocker. Got to show some love to some of the energy weapons and some of the DLC weapons. Wanted to announce right in the beginning of this video that the gameplay is not mine. Unfortunately, this isn't a variant that I have. This is J-Hub's gameplay. He helps me a lot on the channel. He's in a lot of the Call of Duty videos. I'd appreciate it if you check out his channel at youtube.com/xjhubx. You can click the link on the screen or down there in the description and at least tell him thank you for giving me the gameplay. I do talk to him a lot, so he told me a lot about how the weapon performs, handling wise, feel wise, but let's talk about the stats first. First thing you want to know is that the damage is decreased at most ranges, and you can probably already tell we're going downhill here, because I typically don't like low damage variants, but we do have a damage decrease. The normal AE4 will deal 34 damage in close quarters combat, drop off to 33, and then maintain 33 even at long ranges, but we do have discrete numbers there. The AE4 Shocker, unfortunately, will deal 34 damage up close, decrease to 24 damage, and then stay at 24 damage. This is a huge deal in both core and hardcore. Basically, the normal AE4 is either a 3 or 4 shot to kill, very consistent. 4 shots to kill at long range outperforms the other assault rifles and makes up for the somewhat low rate of fire. The AE4 Shocker unfortunately does pretty good in close quarters combat, but at long ranges it drops immediately from 3 to 5, so there's no 4 shot range. It's either 3 or 5 shots, and that 5 shots will be at pretty, like medium-ish ranges, nothing really. Not like it's crazy long range. You'll be doing like 5-shot kill ranges where the ASM-1 might actually be doing 3, which is kind of frustrating. And this also affects hardcore. So that 24 is less than the amount of health you have in hardcore. You have 30 health in hardcore. The AE4 is like a god tier gun in hardcore because it one-shot kills at all ranges, while the AE4 Shocker will no longer get a one-shot kill at any range in hardcore. You'll actually get hit markers with this thing, which can be very, very frustrating. Again, this is a huge nerf, and it's even huger considering that this is not a high rate of fire weapon. Typically a gun that shoots super fast, if you nick off a point or two of damage, it doesn't matter. It's not the biggest deal. It'll be fine. On this one with the very slow rate of fire, however, nicking off one shot to kill makes it kill much, much slower. But we're not done with the negatives today. We've got even more trash to talk about the AE4 Shocker. Got some good things in here too, but I'm just getting the negatives out of the way first. It also has 10% more recoil than the base variant. This is, not that bad. The base variant is by default a very low recoil weapon. It's easy to handle. You can put a foregrip on it and completely eliminate this, so that's not the biggest of deals. It's not that bad. It's not something I can't handle, but it is frustrating considering that we already do have a damage decrease, but that's not the last negative. It also has different iron sights than the base variant, which are much more obstructive. Most players describe them as being among the worst iron sights in the entire game. The gameplay here unfortunately doesn't show that because J-Hub found them so frustrating that he couldn't play without a red dot sight, and unfortunately I also didn't get any test iron sight footage from him. But as you can see in the thumbnail and some of the other videos online in the COD Wiki, trust me, they're very, very bad. They're like the old M60 iron sights from Black Ops 1, or maybe like the Black Ops 1 Scorpion. Big, bulky, blocky, obstructive, difficult to use, and not very fun. It kind of forces you to add an iron sight to it, which is another attachment slot that could have been freed up by something else, because the base iron sights on the AE4s are quite nice. And we have one more bad thing. It says on the chart that we have a fire rate increase, that it fires faster. Do not trust the chart. The chart lies all the time. The fire rate actually isn't increased at all. All of the AE4 variants have the exact same rate of fire. What that actually means is that the overheat times have changed. It has 30% less overheating per shot, which is actually a huge amount of cooldown reduction, because as we discussed the heat mechanics and stuff, that's per shot. That is also going to be the amount of cooldown that you get when you're not shooting. So you spray, wait a second, and then spray. You get more cool off during the spray. And I'm pretty sure that's also going to mean a faster reload, if my understanding of overheating mechanics is correct. Like a faster cooling time if you do the full overheat reload. And the default mag, or the default amount of shots that you can shoot while just holding down the trigger, is 30. It's about 30 because sometimes you get 30, sometimes you get 31 due to the weird rounding mechanics in the game. But that is a big increase over the base variant, so that's a good thing. That's really the thing about the Shocker, is that it overheats far less frequently. Now if you do something like stack a heatsink on top of this, you are going to massively decrease your amount of overheating and almost give this an LMG like ammo capacity. You could probably shoot about 40 to 45ish kind of rounds, maybe even a few more without having to stop or reload or anything, and then you can just let it cool off for a second or two, which is faster than the reload on any of the LMGs or anything, and go right back to spraying people. So that's really cool. That's the big thing here, is that if you like to spray and pray, if you like to hose people, this is a good variant. As for what I think about it, now this is my opinion based on the stats, and J-Hub's opinion from playing with it and trying to describe it for me, I don't like this variant. J-Hub doesn't either. The iron sights are frustrating, so I have to waste an attachment on the red dot sight. The damage is too low for a 500 RPM gun. It's the slowest firing assault rifle in the game, and the damage decrease they're making it 5 shots to kill is very, 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 very frustrating, and it does make it difficult to kill people outside of hardcore. But this can be good if for whatever reason you hate reloading. If you just despise or loathe reloading, if you hate, having to fool with magazines or ammo supply or anything like that, this can be good. If you like playing hardcore and staying relatively close to people and just spraying a lot, this can be good there. But personally for me, I think it shoots too slow and has too many shots to kill, and the iron sights are too frustrating to use. If you are going to use it, it's going to be best with heat sink and some sort of optical attachment. You want to play to the strengths of the weapon and put a heat sink on it, make it shoot as many shots as possible before you have to cool it down. Use it as kind of a bullet hose, or I guess in this instance it'll be more of a laser hose. And optical attachments, obviously, because the iron sights are frustrating, whatever you are comfortable with, but that's probably going to be a red dot sight. But overall, I don't recommend this Elite variant. Guys, that's all for this review. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. The previous episode was on advanced supply drop stats, like what are the odds of getting different guns and that sort of thing. And the next episode, it says secret video, but I'm kind of knee-deep in, next COD 2015 stuff right now. So whatever you want to see, you suggest to me, just leave a topic suggestion down there in the comments. I'll read through there and pick one of them. Drifter out.